All right, let me go here real quick. Go live. Yeah, we the building, bro. We is in here, man. All right, bro. We finna get it, man. Hold on, I'm gonna put these 30 seconds up first, and here we go. Yo, what's up, everybody, man? It's your boy C Starks in the building. It's another episode 6 of the Warm Up Podcast. And, I created the Warm Up Podcast for people of substance. And, because I was told at one time I didn't have any substance. So I was like, I'm going to create a platform, what I'm saying, especially for entrepreneurs, preparing you for health, wealth, and entrepreneurship. And information is powerful. So every person that I have on here, I have a really good relationship with, and also I've seen them, come from, what Drake say, from the bottom, then I'm here, or something like that. But man, I want to create this platform for people to come in and just get information and get power from people, because you never know if you're talking to the next you. You know what I'm saying? And today I have a guy that, man, him and I, you know, we were talking a little earlier about, kind of really starting at the same,
around the same time.
Yeah, like the same stage. You know what I'm saying? The same space, because I think I was really getting into my business, and he was, well, and I want to ask him, but we'll get into it. But it was kind of like, we were staying at the same place, at the Phoenix Lofts, downtown, and just the journey of starting to be this entrepreneur type guy, and just your dreams, man. And one thing that I saw, you put up a quote the other, maybe it had to be like 3 weeks ago or something like that, and I was like, damn. So, but I want to talk about that quote with you. But he's the dude, like first, like, African American real estate firm, right?
Well, first predominantly all Black African American firm. Well, one of the largest right now. That's what they say. Fact checking, but yeah, largest predominantly African American real estate company in the U.S. and just blessed, man, blessed.
Just blessed, and also blessed to to have you on, man. I like the past 3 people that I had on made history. You know what I'm saying? Like it's history here, like especially from Birmingham, Alabama, man, history. You know what I'm saying? So we had Danny on, we had Art on, now we got you on, and the next guest is coming on behind you. It's gonna be pretty significant too. We had Roy Woods Jr. But and the thing is that everybody is from here, homegrown. So, and you guys, everybody had to warm up. To warm up to be like to be where they are. So I want to say I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on to the podcast. And look, so like I said, information is power. This is what it's going to be all about: preparing people for health, wealth, entrepreneurship. And if you're looking and at us right now, And if you want more content like this, please, consider going subscribing to the YouTube channel, the Warm Up Podcast. It's all caps, Warm Up Podcast, for more content like this, because it's just going to continue to get better. And everybody that I have on now, we're probably going to come on and we're going to be live in the building. Episode 10 is going to be a podcast party. So I'll be giving people, information on how they can get the private invite to it. So we got a very special guest for the live podcast party. So, and Jeremy, man, I was like, I decided to do this and pivot from what I normally do. So if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So I'm gonna do it. But I just want to introduce my guest again, man. Again, I'm so proud of you, and just to go and just like go back and just kind of look at where you come from and what you're doing now. Like this dude in like Birmingham, in Nashville, yeah,
no, Atlanta, Huntsville, and Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
So we got four offices.
Yeah, man. So this awesome. So we're gonna get right into it. So I want to go and talk about this part here, man. Like we have a segment. We have a segment of the podcast. It's called like things to make you say right? So, and typically the thing that make you say is a conversation I've had during the week or some trending news. So, and this is kind of break the ice, whatever. So, and what we were talking about earlier, I got some people in here with me. So we were talking about earlier, is, I don't think it's a touchy subject, but it is a touchy subject. So it's kind of like, okay, so you have people dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have people that are married that are dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's this thing called polygamy, where it's not like it's cool to have a wife or somebody else, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, all right, cool. If you know you're married, if you know you're dating this married guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you agreeing to the terms of polygamy? You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
Man, to each I'm a traditional person,
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I'm going to stay in my traditional lanes. I do see that group is kind of growing a little bit more open-minded about it and everything. So I'm the type of person that everybody know, man, I'm free spirit. So if that's something, somebody else want to do, but me, man, I'm old school, man. I love my one and my only, and I'm just gonna be that lane. I ain't got time for the drama. This, that. I don't care what they said. There ain't no drama. Something gonna come out of that right there. So
always.
I just gonna stay in my lane.
always. Good answer, man. Good answer. I'm with you. So I want to start out with saying, man, you put a quote up, and I want you to kind of to elaborate on it. I think it'd be really good, just to get into like what you do. So the quote was, it said, I had to help people dream past what they saw in front of them. That was the beginning of your company. And I was, and as I'm, researching and just kind of, get some information on you. So, you had said that you had a really humbling beginning getting into the game of real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate on that for one, and two, elaborate on that quote?
Yeah, my beginning in real estate, I'm from Jackson Nolan. I went to Jackson Nolan High School. The West
JO in the building.
JO in the building. But while I was at JO, we really didn't have any class of entrepreneur class or real estate. So I didn't really know a whole lot about real estate. Growing up, younger. Like nowadays they got social media, so kids are getting exposed to real estate a little bit earlier than that, but. We came from no social media era, so it wasn't no class that I could take to understand about the importance of buying a home or being an entrepreneur or being an owner or a boss. So, that's why I say humble beginnings, because a lot of the stuff I didn't absolutely not know. It wasn't until I got into college that I took a real estate class there, and it was an option. I was taking my financing degree, and I was like, okay, let me get in this little real estate class and see what it's all about. Still at that point, didn't understand about home ownership, and and so got into class, and I started. And it's like, how you get into class and that light bulb got to kind of flicker.
Right.
And I said, hold up. You're talking about people selling homes and they're creating generational wealth and they're investing, and it kind of actually, man, I remember going to my dorm and just kind of blown away with like, okay, man, I didn't know anything about this whole journey. And now I'm just getting exposed, and I'm 19, 20. I think I was 20 years old at that time, and I felt like I was late in the game. So that's why I tell everybody I had a humble beginning, because I didn't have that entrepreneur in my life. I didn't have that real estate mogul that I knew about it. So just had to learn from the bottom. And then that quote you're talking about, man, I was sitting at home one time and I was just thinking, when I first started this company, I actually came over to Atlanta, Georgia to start my company. And I started it in an apartment complex, and I started 3 agents. So I'm a true believer that you don't necessarily have to have everything in place to get started. And I think a lot of people get caught right there. They got to say, okay, I got to make this perfect. I got to have this. I got to have the office. I got to have all these things. I said, look here, I'm not going to go broke for nobody. So let me start this company in an apartment complex. And so when I started recruiting new agents to real estate, I would give them the address and I used the leasing office because it had a conference room in there. So it was free. Right. All I had to do was just book the conference room, wake up 8 o'clock in the morning, call them, say I need the conference room. And so when I started giving the address up, and the realtors start pulling up to the leasing office, at that point, I knew that I was up for a challenge. So what they saw right there was them coming into a leasing office, and I had to make them understand that this was temporary. This is not our physical where we're going to be. And I needed you to dream well past this, leasing office. I needed you to see where I'm going to try to take us in the next 3 years. And so I think that was the quote coming from. I had to make realtors dream past what they currently saw now. And I think a lot of us need to do that. Sometimes we see all the obstacles that we have directly in front of them, but sometimes your dreams need to be a little bit past what you see currently now. And so that's what that quote from. And it was one of my most powerful quotes right there.
Yeah. It's a really dope quote. And, another thing that I like I know you surround yourself with, with people that, that support you and, hold you accountable and things like that. And, shout out to, the Clarence Brown, your boy, Clarence. Man, I know he's one of your accountability partners coming here.
Clarence Brown, man. That was my day one, still my day one right there, Hona.
Man, Grant, appreciate it, man. He was talking to a friend of mine and said, some positive things about me. So I want to say, hey, shout out to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. But how important is that, man? How important is that to have, you surround yourself with, with people that's going to hold you accountable, and how has that helped you?
Man, one of the most hidden gems, man, is this your circle. Your circle is everything. I think it's very important, man, because a lot of times we feed off of our circle. And when we have 100%. Those big brains, we have those ideas. Naturally, our human self wants to come back and share it with somebody, and we want to share it with somebody who can actually understand where you're trying to take your dreams. So I think it's very important. I had a great core circle, man, of great guys around me that were entrepreneurs that we knew that we wanted more than what was in front of us. And that Clarence was a great one. You used to see us like 2 peas in a pie. We were reading books, and I remember I went to my first investment. I guess it was a seminar with Clarence, and he brought me along with him, and we were in this seminar. And at the end of every seminar, they offer you books and material that you can purchase about what they just said. And I saw my friend Clarence go there and swipe his credit card and pay, I think almost $10,000, $5,000 for that course. And I'm looking like, ooh, I don't have that money. But he made me dream past what I saw in him, and then what he has done and taken that. So, very important in your circle. I think that's, I mean, and for every successful person, I think you have to really protect the circle you in, because you can also have no people that say you can't do it.
Yeah, 100%, man. And what people don't realize is that, especially when you're trying to go on the journey that you're trying to go on, the people wanting to get where you are, you have to pay it forward. Like you have to pay for these courses, you know what I'm saying, to learn. Again, I always say information is power. So I'll pay $5,000, $10,000 for courses just to get, to get ahead of the game, and this is one of them things like you have to do. So if you're out there and you want to start your own business, whatever it is, you have to pay for these courses, man. Like to go, you got to. And people like, dang, it's a lot of money, but it's you're investing in yourself.
You hit a nail on the coffin, man. I'm big on conference. So if you see me flying a lot of time, it's because I'm at conference. And so I'm paying for the flight, I'm paying for the hotel, I'm paying for the conference, I'm paying for the food. I'm investing because I tell my agents all the time, I feel like, conference are where you go and hear what other people are doing. And if you come back with at least 1 or 2 nuggets from that conference, that's a win right there. So most people think they got to come back from the conference and be completely put on. No, not me. I want to just 1 or 2 nuggets. If I hear from a realtor in say in California and they telling me that they're running their business this way, I'm jotting down that information and I'm like, okay, I didn't think about that. Let me bring that back into my market and see how it goes. So I'm big on conference, man. Getting outside of your comfort zone, learning from other people, hearing. Sometimes just being in the room and hearing Curtis is powerful.
It's powerful.
And like I said before, 1 or 2 nuggets is all you need to change your life.
Yeah, 100%, man. So I mean, just being in the space, like, okay, cool. Like I'm like, okay, so I want to listen to this guy who makes like 20, 25, $30,000 a month versus listening to somebody who's not making that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna invest in doing that. And I think that, that's one of the things that, people don't realize. Like, you almost have to do it if you want to be successful. It's good. What's his name? It's a book I was reading. Grant Cardone, like 10x your business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's stuff like that, and it's like don't say you can't do it until you really get into it. Like, okay, cool. I want it. So it's kind of like you can start your business, but what do you want your business to be? You want to 10x it, or you just want to be in business? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's that's my thing. So, and on top of that, so and once I kind of get in, I want to get into the meat and potatoes in a minute. So you have a team. Well, you have teams. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna say you the Bill Belichick of real estate right now.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Bill,
you'll take it.
Multiple championships. So I'll take it.
So how did you get those people to buy into what you were selling?
I think it goes back into the beginning when I first started the company. I knew that people were more willing to follow you if they believed in where you were going and they believed in your mission as a company. So in the beginning of my company, I really, really took a moment to sit down and said, okay, what is my mission? Where I wanted to go. And so I knew that I had to do a great job of telling my mission. So I think that everybody within Norman and Associates follow me because we believe in the same mission, and they want to be a part of the culture that we are fitting. And so that's how I got everybody to kind of follow the journey of where we're going, because they believe in the same mission. So they believe in the culture and the mission.
That's cool. That's I mean, because I think one of the number one things is that once you realize that you have to create a team in order for you to be successful, because sometimes, as entrepreneurs or something, you're trying to do it all by yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like,
I learned that a long time ago, man.
Yeah.
I scream for help. When I come in with my team, and everybody will tell you, I tell them all the time, look here, I don't know everything. And nor am I trying to know everything.
Right.
listen to every individual of my company, no matter if it's just, an agent or whoever it is. I listen to the janitor because I feel like you can learn from every single body. So they know I walk in humble and saying, look here, I don't know it. Let's do it together. And I think that they love that approach right there. When you have a CEO saying, hey, look here, we're going to pull from you, and everybody has a voice.
Right. That's cool, man. Good story. So, what's your background, man? I know you from the Ham, so you know what I'm saying. Just kind of tell everybody where you from, what hood you claim, and listen. So another question is, did you know as a kid you wanted to be this real estate guy, or no?
I didn't know I was going to be a real estate guy, but a little my background. I'm from, of course, from Birmingham. I grew up in Bush Hill, which is the west side of Birmingham.
Right.
I went to Togo Elementary in Fountain Heights. My mom was a lunchroom manager for there, and went to Glenn Middle School, and then often went to JO, and so that's why I claim the JO. So I'm a West Side baby, I guess you want to call it. But no, I didn't know about real estate, but my mom was a great mom. She, my mom kept me at church, back in the day, church, and we used to call it those sanctified church where it was a small, and they used to go on Tuesday, Fridays, and Sundays. So my mom kept me in church, and in these churches that we used to go to, the pastor always used to call what they call prophesy. When you come up there, you put your hands up and put the oil on you and the cross, and you coming back and looking shiny. But everybody that prophesied said that I was destined for greatness. So I literally grew up as a kid knowing that I was destined for something greater. Now, as a kid, I thought it was football, Kurt. I thought I was going to be this NFL player. You could tell me nothing. I was going to be in the league.
Yeah.
But then quickly went to college and realized it wasn't the league. Then I pushed over to, okay, I'm going to be a CEO of a bank, and then win the bank, and then later on it went into real estate. But so I tell everybody, man, the power of a parent speaking positive into their kid. So I didn't know I was going to be in real estate, but I did know that I was going to destined for something great. It's because my mom kept me in church, and that's the number one thing I kept on hearing, man.
Yeah, man. So obviously family is very important to you, mom's like digging into you like, hey, this is the thing. Yeah. So I always ask people this, like, well, let me ask you this before I ask you my next question. If someone listening now and they're in school and they want to do real estate, like, is there any particular classes they got to take? Like what's the route? You know what I'm saying?
Real estate is, one of the industries you don't necessarily have to go to college to enter. Okay. So if you're a kid and you feel like you wanted to get a trade, and you feel like you wanted to be an entrepreneur, you can take that. All you have to do is be 18, high school diploma, and then at that point you can sign up for your real estate class. It's like, depending on what city you're in, it may be a 75-hour course or maybe a 180-hour course.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then at that point, you being committed now. They have made that test quite challenging now. But they want to see that you actually commit to learning the craft of real estate. And you can start that way. Or a lot of colleges now are having degrees in real estate. When I was coming up, they didn't have a degree in real estate. Now UAB has a degree in real estate.
Really?
Auburn has a master class in the real estate. So if you want to come out on the development side, Auburn has probably one of the top, commercial master's class out there in real estate. So you got different avenues that you can go into. You can go to the college route, or you can go the traditional route and not even go to college, man.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. That's cool. Let's get information. I was reading too, man, that like, which I don't know, so it's kind of like I'm asking too. So like, you can't do. So can you do commercial real estate and residential real estate at the same time, or you cannot? Like, how did you like? Because I think you I did.
I did. Like, so most people say you can't, but I believe that you have to concentrate on commercial. That's what I'm saying. So
okay, gotcha.
So my first 3 years, I was doing the traditional residential, selling homes, helping buyers find home. And then my third year is when I got bit with that commercial bug. And then I went with a company called LAH in Birmingham, and I was in their commercial division. And I literally strictly focused on commercial real estate. You know, I had a referral partner on the residential side, so I would kick it off to my referral partner so I can literally focus in. I do believe you have to find time to focus in on commercial because it's a little bit more challenging. When you're dealing with a commercial side, it ain't emotion about how big the kitchen is or how big the backyard is. Commercial is, do the money make sense? You know, what return I'm going to make on my investment. So you have to do a lot of case study, breaking down a lot of math. So I do believe that you just got to find time to focus in on commercial and be all in on it.
Okay, so is that how you kind of like started to build your empire?
Yeah, I think commercial taught me the business side of real estate, you know.
Gotcha.
Commercial is strictly business, you know, 8 to 5, you know, those commercial real estate agents, you ain't gonna get them after 5 o'clock. You better call them the next day. But it really, I had to take a lot of classes on investing and dealing with P&L and all that. So that started that business side of the real estate. So yeah, you're right, man. Commercial real estate kind of kicked off the entrepreneur side of me.
Okay, so once you start, so because I know that you were working for LAH, right?
Yeah, I was working with LAH on the commercial side. Then I went to KW.
Okay, so I would say, and get me wrong, I mean, and let me know if I'm wrong. Now, I would say that would be more like your kind of like your 9 to 5 because you're working for somebody. So, what made you say, "Hey, fuck this, I want to do my own thing"?
I saw a lot of minorities. So I left LAH and I went over to KW, and I was one of the top KW real estate agent in the whole state of Alabama, like 3-4 years in a row. So I had a great deal of success. So I got with the commercial bug, but then I missed residential. It's something about being in that closing table that I just couldn't shake that feeling. So I went back to the residential side and said, I'm going to do both of them. That's when when I was at KW, man, I saw a lot of minorities not making it past that year 4, year 5 in the real estate industry.
Why is that though? Why do you think that?
Within our industry, as first of all, African Americans only make up 4% of realtors in the whole United States. So it's not a big, we're not a big, like we're not even over 10% of the population of realtors in the whole United States. So we started out there. And then, you know, it depends on your upbringing, you know, what circle you're a part of. So, you know, when I grew up, did I know a whole lot of doctors and lawyers and all those type of things selling home? No, I didn't. You know, so sometimes when we get in the industry as African American, we have to work a little harder. Not saying that our colleagues don't, but, you know, we have to build up that group of people that we can sell those homes. And so we have to do more transactions. And so with more transactions comes that burnout fatigue, you know, and where some of our colleagues, they're more volume. They can do 1 or 2 deals because the volume is a little bit higher. So I just saw them, you know, getting discouraged. And, you know, when that deal wouldn't come in within that first 7 to 8 months, or, you know, they're 3 years and they feel like they're still hustling, they're still trying to get their grip. So I felt like I wanted to create a platform where they can come and I can highlight them. You know, I needed more people to understand that we have some successful people in the real estate industry that were African American or minorities. So I just didn't want to see them burn out, man. I was that office, you know, that everybody came by and vented and talked about their dreams. And I just wanted to continue that trend of supporting minorities and giving them a platform and tell them that, hey, just hold on. So that's what, you know, one of the reasons why I started the company. And then I didn't see any African-American company in ownership, you know, not at the level that I want. It's a lot of minority companies out there. But I didn't see any of us really scaling up to the KWs, the Berkshire Hathaways, and, you know, taking it nationwide. And I'm an entrepreneur at that point. I wanted to see, you know, a global brand that was supporting people in markets across the board. And I was up for the challenge.
That's crazy, man. That's big. That's big. So what do you think when you hear? And I still haven't gotten to my question because just talking to you, it's like,
yeah.
So what do you think when you hear that you like the largest privately owned African American real estate firm? Like, how did that make you like?
I feel
So when I read it, I was like, oh, like I was like, what?
So
You know what I mean?
A magazine put that out, and I felt humble, but I couldn't. It's another African American male out there named Robert Riffin, who owned Compass Realty, who's one of the largest minority real estate company. He's a minority CEO, but the company is probably not majority minority, as you can see. What I'm saying. But he is an African American male that scaled that company to highest heights. So I started on my podcast by acknowledging him because he is an African American male running a major company. It's just not a predominantly African American company. And so when I read that article, man, humble, to be in that conversation of.
I'm gonna say you be mentioning the same sentence. I mean, it's like it's like Kobe. It's like Kobe and Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, Robert. I'm gonna take it from here, man. I'm keep it going. But yeah, man, humble, man. I'm still. I feel how you feel like sometimes you're still in the dream. Part of me, I don't think is really understand what I'm doing, but I'm just doing right now. You know how you
man,
it take you about 60 when you sit back and you step away from it to realize what you really done. And when you in the moment, you know how like you in the moment of your career, it's just you in the moment, you hustling, you just trying to keep it going. So I'm trying to learn the moment to take it back. But I'm thankful, man. I really, really
man, that is cool. I mean, that is cool. So how you get your morning started, dog? Like you work out.
Well, man, you kind of embedded that in me, man, right there. Because I understand this man used to have me up at 6 o'clock in the morning, running up a hill and getting on the Stairmaster. So I'm kind of saying I'm programmed the same way, Kurt. AM in the morning at 6. In the office by 8. I feel like I have to get my gym in. I think it's playing in my DNA, and that's how I start my morning, man, in the gym. But the crazy part, I get some of my best thoughts when I'm in the gym. When you put that music
100%.
in, it's on now.
100%.
I'm sitting there, I'll do a set, and then you may see me grab my phone and jot something down so I won't forget about it. But yeah, I need that time right there. That gym time is it's like me blocking everybody out and being able to concentrate.
Man, what's crazy? I'm the same way, and it's what. One consistent thing that I know and that I've seen and I've heard from entrepreneurs who are very successful, they start their morning at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Like the workout is like the first thing they get. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, like for me, like when I was playing football in high school, college, and arena football, when I was inside those lines, those greens line, like that was it. I was zoned out, So now when I work out, I come up with the greatest stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's one thing. Like everybody that I know that are successful, they have that same routine. So it's always a question like how you start your day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I read this quote, man, and it said most successful CEOs are up before 6. And
up before 6, like for real.
Yeah, the majority of the top successful entrepreneurs and running major
they're up before 6.
They up before 6, man. And
yeah,
so
man.
I'm in there. I want to be in that group. So if you telling me I start my day at 5. So I'm trying to get ahead of them, man. So
man, 100%. Like literally 100%. So hey, look. So this is a great question, man. I always ask people, man. So what's your superpower?
Man, I was talking to my son the other day, man, and I told him that.
Big up to your son, man. Like he's at South Alabama. South Alabama.
Yep, South Alabama.
Yeah, South Alabama, man. Yeah. Hey. I remember him. Not to go off. I remember him. what's really cool, man, is that I've always like seen you like interact with your son, and and be one of those fathers that that was in his life. You know what I mean? And you can just kind of tell, his journey where he is now.
Yeah.
Um, you know, proud of that, bro. You know what I mean? Like you've always done that. Like I said, you and I would kind of, in the same situation. But yeah, man. But shout out to him. So,
yeah,
but
shout out
anyway.
to him. So, if I had to say my superpower is, man, and I was telling him, just being able to make people love me.
Okay.
I think that me talking with passion and being genuine has made people let their guards down and embrace me. So my superpower is making people love me, making people trust me.
Wow.
I have the ability to walk into, whether it be a networking event, and after having a conversation, bro, they my best friends. Everybody turn into my best friend because I feel like they feel that passion, that humble, and that honesty that I've been able to, talk through or deliver is my superpower, man. Making everybody love me, man.
So if I ask you what your superpower is, I gotta ask you what your kryptonite is. So what's your kryptonite?
Trying to help too many people. Yeah, when everybody loves
you. That.
Everybody pull on you and trying to help everybody.
I dig that.
I had to learn how, and I'm now at that point. I have to learn how to say, "Nah, I'm okay." I can't do that right now, or cut off. So that was my kryptonite, man. It just, I hate disappointing people. So,
right. Oh God, cut off. I'm on the podcast. That's cool. So, with that being said, what's the question? Kind of like, what would the old? So, hold on, I got it right here. So, what would the old you tell the young you?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Dream bigger.
Oh wow.
Dream bigger. I think I was getting when I first started my company, and I wanted to help minorities in real estate. I was saying I'll just be happy with 20 agents. Just give me boutique company, just give me 20 agents. We're gonna rock it out. We're gonna be there. I don't think I dream this big. So I think the old we would probably tell myself to dream bigger, and I think that most people need to do that. I don't think sometimes we dream big enough, and I don't know if it's that we just be happy with a little bit that we get a success. But I definitely didn't dream big enough. And, as you can see, God had a bigger plan for me than what I thought.
Yeah, man. Because again, like I said, just kind of going through your stuff and seeing it, like, man, because I didn't know you. I know you were in the A. So, a question for you, real quick: do you think that it's necessary for someone to leave Birmingham to go to another city in order to get the resources and be successful, and then come back? Because so many do that.
So Ricky Smiley, which Ricky is one of my clients, and everybody knows Ricky Smiley.
Yeah.
So Ricky said it on his podcast that he had to leave Birmingham in order to become successful. And most successful people would tell you that they left probably where they were to go other places, just to maybe figure it out or see if it was another way. So yes, I believe that. I believe that I had to leave Birmingham, my comfort zone, to go out to be successful. So I tell everybody, you may have to leave the nest. You may have to venture out to that next market down the road or take a leap of faith. But I believe that, man. I remember I heard Ricky Smiley say it on the radio station, and I did it. When I heard him say that, I was out.
What was your like? Were you scared to do it? Like, what was your fear? It was kind of like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, bro. I took on more expenses when I went to Atlanta. I had to get an apartment. I already had a house in Birmingham. Now I added another power bill, added another water bill, added another. So absolutely yes. But I felt like at that point, Atlanta was the energy that I needed,
Mm-hmm.
the openness. Not saying that I couldn't get it from Birmingham, but I needed to get out of my comfort zone. I was a successful, realtor in Atlanta. I mean, in Birmingham, doing great, man. It wasn't no need to me leaving, Kurt. I was,
It
man.
was good. Yeah.
I told you, Ed Keller Williams, running laps, but.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was just going to be in that right there, just a top realtor, and I wanted more. So I felt like Atlanta was an entrepreneurial city. We all know about Atlanta, is being told to, see if your big dreams can come true or your small dreams. And I stepped out there. So I was hell of a nervous when I went out there, but I wasn't going to let nervous stop me.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, man, because like it's so many people that leave here, and then come back. It's like, did you have to leave here? But it's kind of like the consistent conversation I have. Like, yes, you do. You know what I mean? To do that,
and everybody. I needed to get out of my comfort zone. Sometimes it's just getting out of a comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against Birmingham. I just needed to shake things up to go a little bit further. So. I do believe that sometimes, but sometimes you could be successful in your hometown, but I needed to shake it up.
And I, when was that? 2019, something like that. I left, went to Minneapolis and came back. But what I seen in Minneapolis, far as fitness wise, and it's kind of like, I think at that point they were the number 3 ranked city in fitness, you know what I'm saying? But and it's cold as shit up there. So it's kind of like, how did that happen? But anyway, long story short, I came back and I kind of revamped my, my gym. You know what I'm saying? So it went from not being a gym to now it's a studio. So and it stopped looking like everybody else stuff was looking. You know what I mean? So I think it's important to leave. And even if you don't leave, it's important to pour into your craft, like go to different workshops, travel, you know what I'm saying? And get to so that's how you get to know people and kind of expand your brand. You see what I'm saying? I think this very, very important, man. And I think what you did was like really awesome. And like you said, be comfortable being uncomfortable, because when you're uncomfortable, that's when stuff happens.
I have this quote, man. I don't believe in perfect. I wake up every day knowing that it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be okay. I'm gonna work thing on it. So entrepreneurship is about not being perfect, because I don't know no business owner would ever tell you it started out perfect. No. It
didn't start out perfect. I gotta comment, man. My boy Lamar Store. You know Lamar, right?
Yeah.
Lamar Store. Yeah. He said I definitely thought about leaving. Seems like Birmingham don't appreciate you until you leave and blow up. Definitely about growth and opportunity.
Well, Craig,
what you say about that?
I couldn't say about that, because I got a lot of love from Birmingham. Birmingham is my city, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
From the mayor, when I left, I knew a lot of people within Birmingham, and a lot of people in Birmingham supported me on my end. And so it wasn't about, Birmingham holding me back. It's just that I think my dreams were bigger than Birmingham at that point.
There you go.
That I was trying to do. So, but say that, man, the city, man, my city, I tell everybody right now, man, Birmingham ride for me, especially at West Side JO. JO, my people in JO, shout out to all the people, alumni at JO, because my school ride for me. If anybody I know will pull up for me, it's the whole school of JO. And so I'm gonna put them on that. Give them
shout out to JO Mustangs in the building, and anybody watching.
And I tell everybody, man, I would not pick another high school to kind of go through, man. The things that I learned of just, in JO, and we all know about JO, is it helps me when I became an entrepreneur, just going through obstacles and stuff.
Yeah. 100%. Tell us, so let me get back into my question. So listen, favorite quote, favorite book that you're reading right now, hope read, or you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of help you.
It's crazy, man. I just hired a new training director of our company, and my whole entire company is reading this right here, the 12-week year. And so this book talks about breaking your goals down into quarterly goals, not annual goals. And I think that's very important. Your audience need to understand. You don't need to wait to the end of the year to realize if you're on the right track or the wrong track. Breaking it down into quarterly goals. And so my whole entire company right now is reading this book right here. So this is my read right now you're talking about, and I just so happen to have it right here by me. But I believe in quarterly goals, man. Breaking those things up, evaluating every quarter where you are. Was it, the things that you put on your list, did you accomplish them or not? Why not? Let's go ahead and analyze why we didn't. Let's go ahead and make that pivot that we need. And so we could go on. So I recommend that. So this is my read right here. The 12.
You read?
Yep. 12 weeks a year.
I'll make sure I get that when I gotta make sure.
I do a lot of audio books too.
It's an audio. Okay, I bet. Yeah. I'll do that. I'll do that. So man, this is a really fun segment of the show, man. I kind of come up it's called Pick 5, Choose 1. So these are like questions, you know what I'm saying? So for example, I'll say MJ or Kobe.
Okay, I got you.
So which one you got? That's you got.
Damn, that's a man.
MJ or Kobe, man.
I'm a Kobe boy. I'm a Kobe fan. But MJ, bro, I love MJ. So I'm gonna pick MJ.
Kobe, LeBron.
Man, I love LeBron. Everybody know I be defending him every single day I get a chance to.
Wow, man! Go ahead.
That mentality of Kobe Bryant, man. I think even LeBron James would tell you Kobe Bryant mentality was on a whole nother level. So I'm gonna go with that Mamba mentality and go with Kobe.
You gotta go with it. Man. You gotta go with it. And don't mix these up because you know my accent is so trust or loyalty.
Loyalty.
But you gotta say why though.
Because loyalty, they're gonna go through thick and thin with you.
There you go.
Through ups and downs, left and right. And I feel like I can trust that person with me. I mean, I just give me that loyalty, man. It's somebody who's gonna ride with me, So I'm gonna put loyalty.
Health or wealth?
Oh, health. Yeah, I can't do nothing with wealth and I ain't healthy. So give me. Most people look at Steve Jobs. He had wealth and the health took him out. So give me health.
Yeah.
Or keep me here. That's all I need.
For sure. And speaking of wealth, man, and I know your son is everything to you. You know what I mean? How important when you were on your path of, entrepreneurship is I gotta leave my legacy, and I want to leave this legacy to him. You know what I'm saying? What was your angle on it, and just kind of how
It's crazy, man. I just went through a full with my Stanley Functions is my financial advisor. So shout out to Stanley.
Shout out, baby.
And so we just did. I mean, I wrapped up, man. Another trust. Estate planning. You hear about estate planning. Breaking down exactly what happens to me, what happens to my company, what happens to my kids, what happens to. Because if you look at a lot of successful people, and they're inheriting money from generation to generation, which allows them to keep pushing forward. So it's very important, man, that I made sure that I took care of, if anything happened to me, that my legacy and my family were taken care of. So we went through this whole financial planning, estate planning, talk about health insurance, talk about, how much coverage you have, having a trust account, what happens to the company, what happens to, my kids and the girl, all that thing. So, man, the thing that people run away from, and don't want to talk about is because they're nervous to talk about health insurance. They're nervous to get, blood taken from them. But I'm like, no, test me for every single thing in the corner. That's one. So if you haven't, go out there, get you a estate plan. And if you got a company, what's going to happen to your company when you're gone? Do you have a key policy on yourself?
True.
So if something was to have insurance, well, pay your company and to keep it going. So keep policy. I learned that a long time ago. And I got an opportunity to do the worship center transaction. The big dome off of Derby Parkway.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pastor Van. And I remember him going through that process, and I overheard them talking about getting a key policy on him because he's the pastor of the church, and most pastors always happen because of course, if the pastor go away, the congregation go away, or that person. So it's an insurance policy that protect him if something happened to him, that it will pay the church to keep the bills and everything going on with the church while he's not there, because the membership probably is going to drop because he's that key figure. And so I learned that, man, just listening to him. I'm like, okay, wow, okay. Now I have that on my company. So if something happens to me, my insurance paid my company to keep going for 2-3 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Find another person in place to keep the company, another CEO to get it going. So, man, just that.
And it's called a key policy.
Yeah, key policy on.
Okay, cool. Everybody write that down. You got that. Like I said, information is power here on Warm Up Podcast. So stuff like that. Like
and most CEOs, more. If you're the main figure, the main brand of a company, of course, you already know if something happens to that brand, chances are the sales are going to drop or something's going to happen. 100%. So what do you have in place to keep that company floating while you're not there? So
right. Key policy. Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool. That's good information. Let's see. I got some more questions for you, brother. I always ask people this one: Biggie or Jay-Z?
Oh, give me. I love Jay, man. Give me Jay, bro. I'm a Jay fan.
And they'll be able to woo.
Woo.
You take the Wu Clan, Wu Tang over NWA.
That's my era, though. Like Method Man, Red Man, all that. That was my.
What? So, question for you. So, what's more valuable, trust or love? So, here we go.
Give me love, man.
Give you love. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Expand. Why? You guys. You know what I'm saying? Why you think?
Because love is everything, man. Love will wake you up in the morning. Love will keep you going. Having your loved ones, man. I think that's what it's all about, man. I think everything in life we search for love, and we set. So I'm a lover guy, man. Fill me up, man. Fill my cup up so I can go back out there and keep it down the day going.
What before we log off, man, like what's a nugget that you can leave the audience, something they can take with me? Because I like to do these on Mondays called the warm up, so it can warm you up for the week. You know what I mean? So they can take something with them like, okay, cool, I'm gonna apply this like this week. So what's something that you can tell them, like apply this, you know what I mean, and it's gonna help you towards your success or your entrepreneur thing?
I would say write down one goal and stick to it for a quarter.
Gotcha.
Most entrepreneurs, man, we're entrepreneurs for a reason because we like to hop. We like to, get on that next trend. But sometimes we get caught up in that. So I feel like if you can just find one thing to focus on for a quarter, it would change your life.
A question for you, and I'm going to ask this: what's the hardest thing about being a real estate agent? Like, what's the hardest thing that you have to get over, like really, really quick? So, for example, if a quarterback throws an interception, he got to forget it like instantly. You see what I'm saying? So, what's similar to in your field?
I think if I tell my agents all this time, being open. When you're a real estate agent, privacy, shy, don't go with real estate. It's because you're asking for somebody to trust you with the biggest transaction of their lives. So as a real estate agent, you got to be open. They got to feel like they know you. So you may have to tell them a little bit of personal about you and your journey, so they can relate to you. So I think that's the biggest thing, because a lot of agents want to keep that privacy. They want to keep that, that boundary away from their client. And I just think that if you're going to be in, you got to be all in.
So what if someone like, and again, I don't know. So I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate. So in a real estate deal, like they go through the whole thing and then it comes back and the deal doesn't happen. And does that kind of, destroy the confidence of a real estate agent, or it's one of them things like it's just part of the game. Like you're gonna hit some shots, you're gonna miss some shots.
So I talk about that all the time. It's gonna hurt. Losing a deal is all, but our skin end up getting thicker. In real estate. So you meet somebody in the beginning phases of their real estate. Oh, Kurt, they're gonna be on there. Oh, they're gonna be, feeling like life is not perfect and all those things. But if you find somebody who's been in it for a while, they understand that it's a numbers game. You're not gonna win every single time or every single contract. And it's to pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, and keep going. So your skin a little bit tougher, and I think that's life. Period. We get knocked down several times. We're not scared of getting knocked down no more.
Right. And it is one of the things, especially when you're in our business, like, it's a sales business. So you're kind of like, hey, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, you know what I'm saying? I think it's just the ability to kind of like bounce back. But, I think that's a good thing you said, take one goal and use that and use it quarterly, and conquer it quarterly, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. So, hey, I appreciate you, brother. This is the Warm Up Podcast. My boy Jeremy Norman is, here in the building. I've been knowing him a long time, man. Just again, I'm gonna say, just tracking your progress and where you were, where you are now. You know what I mean? Just speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? So proud of you, brother.
Man,
hey, man, and I appreciate the opportunity. Hey, I appreciate
it. That's where it started with a Phoenix Loft, man.
Finish loud. And and I appreciate you, man. Just being on the podcast with me, man. Like I said, I'm pivoting to doing something different, but I wanted to, highlight some people that I think that are very powerful, influential, and impactful. And you're one of the people that I thought about. So I appreciate you doing this.
Man, I appreciate it, man. And everybody out there, man, just take that one thing and focus for a whole quarter, man. I promise you, it changed your life.
That works. All right, cool. It's the Warm Up Podcast, man. Appreciate you, Jeremy, man. We at this thing, man. And hey, brother, we'll get together, man. I'll build it soon, man. Let's hang out.
Let's hang out, bro.
All right. Hey, everybody, if you like this content and more content, please go to the Warm Up the Warm Up Podcast on YouTube. Like and subscribe to the channel, man. I want to get these subscriptions up so we can do some real powerful things going forward. Information is power. The Warm Up Podcast preparing you for health, wealth, and entrepreneurship. Peace.